Okay, so for writing, yesterday you should have corrected slide 8. If you haven't updated slide 6, please press the update button if your internet allows it. Let me show you. Update. And sometimes I click off of it. And of course my internet. Okay, and then I click on and it's corrected it. It says this slide has been corrected. You should correct slide 8 based on that information. I want you to scroll to slide 14 of your writing August 31st through September 4th, okay? All right, so here is my information I want you to do for this one. What I was noticing as I was grading and reading through your information is that you guys did pretty well on this actually, because this is an easy one. Cats or dogs, which ones are better pets, okay? So what I want you to do whenever you correct this, number 1, you don't have to use full sentences. So I'm going to choose dogs. Green. Reason 1, loyal. 2, smart. 3, loyal, smart. What's another one? More fun to play with. Okay. Now, I did my reason first, like I had you do on slide 11. That's why we scaffolded, or I scaffolded it in this way. I want you to make sure you do your reasons real fast first. Did I even use sentences? No. My why, loyal. They never leave you. Example, my mom's dog, comma, crash. Now, as a teacher, if I read that, I'm going to say, I don't know exactly what they mean, but that's totally fine. Right now, it's helping me see your thought process, but more importantly, I want you to do it quick, real fast. Reason 2, smart. Why? They can save lives, and I have a personal example I'm going to discuss with you guys whenever we start writing it. Example, Sunny and Bentley. Type 1 diabetes, and I can never spell it. It's just me. Yay, I did it. So that's my story of my old school. I had a student 4 years ago who had type 1 diabetes since she was very, very small. And she had a dog named Bentley. He's super cool. He came to class with us every day. And Bentley was trained to alert if Sunny's blood sugar was very low or very high. He would sit and he would paw at her or at me if she was not responsive, meaning whenever her blood sugar got so low, she was so confused. She didn't know what was going on. She'd wander around sometimes if she wasn't in the classroom right then. And so whoever was there, he would paw at or alert, and then she would check her Dexcom, which is attached to her, and she would read the reading and then correct, eat something, drink some water, whatever she had to do to label or levelize her blood sugar. That's what I'll explain when I start to actually write the essay, not in the planning phase. The planning phase just gets your ideas out of your brain onto your paper or onto your screen so that whenever you're ready to write it, you've got kind of what I call a bookmark so you can remember where you were. Because as you're typing or starting step 3, once we get there a few weeks from now, you have a lot of stuff you've got to do, and it's very easy to forget what you were about to write, okay? Reason 3, more fun to play with. Like I said, this is my personal opinion. You might not think so. You might think cats are more fun to play with. But in my circumstance, I believe dogs are. So I'm going to say why. They can do tricks. And again, I'm going to use my mom's dog. But mom's dog, Stella. Sit pretty. And then I know what I'm talking about, but you might not. Now, here's the problem I'm seeing. That took no time. If I weren't explaining it to you, it would have taken 2 minutes, which is about how much time I want you to spend on it. Here's what I'm seeing. You have to have 3 different reasons with support for each, okay? I'm seeing some like this. My reason 2 is smart. All right. In this circumstance, my reason 1, they know a lot of things, and my reason 2, they're smart. are the same. I'm seeing a lot of your examples, just two of them most of the time, be almost the same thing. In that circumstance, the grader will say, smart and know a lot of things are the same thing. Even though they're written differently, they mean the same thing. So that's not 3 reasons. That's 2 reasons explained in 2 different ways. I want you to go to your slide 14 right now, and I want you to check to make sure that all 3 of your reasons are different. Mine are loyal, smart, more fun to play with. Now, more fun to play with, I'm talking about tricks. So, am I going to talk about how they learn tricks? And is that kind of like being smart? Yeah. But in this circumstance, I'm using it to support or explain my reason, not as a separate reason itself. So it's okay in that circumstance. But if you've got 2 or more of your 3 reasons and they sound the same, you need to change them. This is where students oftentimes go, but I don't know anymore. If you are stuck and you don't know anymore, switch your choice. This is the hardest thing that 5th graders sometimes have to encounter. It's not really asking you what you really think. It's trying to test whether or not you know how to write an essay correctly. Even if you don't like cats, because personally, I really don't. Some of you love cats, and that's totally fine. But if I can't think of 3 different reasons and I've sat for 1 minute, you're not going to sit for longer than that because then you've wasted more time. I'm going to not even think twice. I'm going to switch my opinion and I am going to write on the opposite opinion if I have more ideas. Cats and dogs is easy, but once we get more complicated, it will get harder for you to do that. If you say to yourself, I don't know, I have had this example one time in the 10 years, this is my 10th year of teaching, where a student said, I don't own any pets. I don't know. I asked, have you read a book about a pet? Have you watched a movie about a pet? Chances are you're going to say yes to one of those 2. Use examples from there, or I love to say this, fake it until you make it. It doesn't matter if it's true. You can lie, and that's the only time I'm going to tell you this. You can lie on these essays if you really don't know, because they don't care if you're telling the truth. They're not going to come to your house over the summer and ask your parents if you really like cats more than dogs. They just want to know if you can write an essay, okay? So if you really don't know, choose one and go with it. All right? Fake it till you make it. If you want to lie about it, go for it. A lot of times students have to lie a little bit on the example section. It's totally okay if you do that, all right? That's all I want you to focus on today for editing and correcting, okay?